How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Now, after making a couple videos on the Hulk, there is one video that I haven't made, or at least haven't remade, and that is about the Red Hulk and all the crazy shit he got up to in his first couple appearances. And today, this video is just going to be about that topic. All the crazy shit that the Red Hulk did just to show that he was the top dog and that he deserves to get all the respect because, my God, he did a lot just to prove that he is the top Hulk, that he is the best Hulk, the better Hulk than the Green Hulk. And yeah, it's super entertaining, it's super fun, and hopefully you like the video. You like it enough to like and subscribe. So yeah, let's just stop waffling and get into the topic at hand, why don't we? Now, the first time we ever see the Red Hulk, or at least hear about the Red Hulk, is him killing the Abomination. That's right, he kills the Hulk's biggest enemy, one of the Hulk's biggest enemy of all time, and he shoots him with a fucking gun. A giant gun. Yeah, that was a pretty easy way to defeat an enemy. I wonder why the Hulk didn't think of that. Probably because the Hulk doesn't think very much, but other than that, yeah, it's pretty insane how easy the Abomination went down. Just one giant bullet, I suppose. That's all it took. Also, he's not really dead. He comes back later, but, you know, this is comics. Death doesn't really mean anything, so just forget about it. But anyway, as I was saying, he kills the Abomination, and then he shows up again at the helicarrier. Which helicarrier? Iron Man's helicarrier. When Iron Man was the director of S.H.I.E.L.D. That's right, Iron Man was once the director of S.H.I.E.L.D. after they booted Nick Fury. The reason was because of the whole Civil War event, but I'm not going to get into that because that's a whole other storyline. But yeah, he shows up at the helicarrier. Somehow he's like 8 feet tall, so I don't know how the hell he managed to sneak up on there, but he manages to do it. He beats the shit out of the She-Hulk, and then he beats the shit out of Iron Man, and then he destroys the helicarrier, and it crashes down into like the Hudson River or some shit. I forgot. Yeah, that's right. This guy, he wanted all the smoke, and he was gonna get it because he was gonna go to the place where they were holding the Hulk and fight him. Also, if you didn't know, this was during the time after the events of the whole World War Hulk stuff. I'm pretty sure you know what happened during the whole World War Hulk stuff. I don't need to tell you about it. I made a whole video about it, so you could go watch that after you're done watching this video. But yeah, he goes off to fight the Hulk, and at first, the Hulk, he couldn't get to the Hulk because the Hulk is like 30 or 40 feet underground, and, you know, he can't really fight the Hulk underground as Bruce Banner, so, you know, the first thing he wants to do, dig the Hulk up and fight him there. But he couldn't do that because A-Bomb comes around. I guess you don't know who A-Bomb is. A-Bomb is Rick Jones, but hulked out. Yeah, this is during a time where I guess all the Marvel editors decided that the Hulk supporting cast should all be like Hulk monsters because, you know, they haven't done that before, so you might as well do it. You know, technically speaking, Rick Jones has become the Hulk once. That was the whole thing, though, so I'm not going to get into it. But yeah, Rick Jones is another Hulk. He's basically just a blue abomination, hence the word A-Bomb. Yeah, very original of you, Marvel. Good job. You guys deserve an A+ for that. But yeah, he fights A-Bomb, beats the shit out of A-Bomb. He doesn't really stand a chance against the Red Hulk. Not that it matters, because the Red Hulk's true opponent is the Green Hulk, and they go at it. Also, the Green Hulk manages to get out from underground. There was like this whole thing. They were basically tearing up the entire place, so it made it a bit easier for the Hulk to, you know, jump out from under there. So, you know, they start fighting. At first, they seem to be equal in match. You know, they're just throwing hands at each other, just, you know, scrapping and stuff like that. And then the Red Hulk manages to gain the upper hand and beats the ever-living shit out of the Hulk, and then it starts to choke him out. Pause. He starts to choke him out, and then the Hulk, you know, he goes asleep because he got choked out so much that he can't breathe. And you know what happens when you can't breathe? You go to sleep, you pass out, and that's what happens to the Hulk. And then he jumps over to the Golden Gate Bridge and throws him off the edge because, you know what, you gotta make a big showmanship out of it. And what better way to do that is just throwing the Hulk off a bridge, and he does that. He did it in the middle of a storm, so you know Thor's gonna come out. And, you know, Thor seems to be holding his own against the Red Hulk. Thor and the Red Hulk start fighting, and, you know, Thor's beating the everything shit out of him, and then the Red Hulk realizes that, hey, I know about your whole hammer thing, the whole, you know, you have to be worthy to hold a hammer, but guess what? You can't really be worthy of a hammer if the hammer is in space without gravity. So, I kid you not, he manages to jump all the way into space with Thor in hand, take Thor's hammer, and then beats him with his own hammer. That's some funny shit. You can't make that shit up. He uses no gravity to beat up Thor. Also, I don't know how that works. I thought it's just like a magical enchantment, so, you know, it doesn't really matter if it isn't gravity or not, but, you know, Marvel was never really consistent when it came to that whole thing when it comes to Thor's hammer, so I guess it doesn't matter all that much. But yeah, Thor got beat up by his own hammer, so I think that's pretty funny. I don't know about you guys, but that's pretty fucking hilarious to me. Also, I nearly forgot to tell you guys, he punches a Watcher. I thought that was pretty funny. He just punches him for no reason. He just saw him, and I guess it just pissed him off because his head was too big or something. So yeah, that was a thing that happened. Well, after jumping down from space, yes, he just did that, the Green Hawk manages to track him down, and they go at it again. At first, the Red Hawk is just beating the shit out of the Hulk because he's just tougher and way better at fighting. But there's a catch to his powers. You see, whenever the Red Hawk gets angrier, he gets hotter. And, you know, that sort of works, again, for his favor, you know, because it makes the enemy really too hot, and all the gamma radiation that's, you know, emitted out of him just kind of slows down his enemy. But one of the catches to it is that it also slows him down because he gets too hot that his body literally cannot stand it. He starts to, you know, overheat, and he gets really tired. And the Hulk uses that to his advantage and beats up the Red Hawk and manages to save the day, or at least win that one bout of fighting, because the Red Hawk obviously comes back. If he didn't come back, this video would be way shorter. But yeah, he beats the Red Hawk, and, you know, they walk off into the sunset, him and Thor. Also, during this time, there was this whole, like, storyline that was happening with, like, a group called the Intelligentsia, which is, like, all the main big bad villains with genius level intellect were working together to take out the heroes, and the Red Hawk was part of that, but I don't want to get into it. This is just a Red Hawk video, so all that other shit doesn't really matter, at least until it does. But that isn't here or there. Also, during this time, She-Hulk, after being beaten up by Red Hawk, decides to be like, hey, you know what? I'm going to track this motherfucker down, and I'm going to beat him up. I'm going to get all the gang with me and beat him up. So she brings on a chick named Thundera, or Thundra. I don't know how to pronounce her name. This chick, she brings on this chick, and she brings on Valkyrie, and they track down the Red Hawk, and, you know, they start to try to fucking beat him up. He seems to be, you know, taking them all out one by one, and it doesn't seem to be going very well for them until, like, the whole squad gangs up on him and beats him up. That's right, they have, like, all of the main ladies of Marvel, and, you know, it's drawn by Frank Cho, so, you know, it's some really good eye candy here. Oh my goodness. But yeah, they gang up on him, beat him up, and it seems that they knocked him out. And they wait to take him in because apparently they didn't really know what to do with him after they beat him up. But it was all a trap. You see, the Red Hawk was actually just faking being knocked out, and he takes Thundra and beats up the rest of them and manages to get away. But yeah, he basically gets squatted on by all the ladies of Marvel, and he manages to get out. TLDR. And then the next time we see him, there was only this whole, like, Defenders arc where, you know, the Hulk, Doctor Strange, Silver Surfer, and Namor the Submariner from different timelines get together to fight in a battle caused by the Grandmaster and the Collector. These guys, they're called the Elders of the Universe. Apparently these guys like to play games with each other and get, like, heroes and villains from the universe to fight each other to see who would win, basically, and the people who would win would get their wish of whatever they wanted. The Hulk wanted one of his love interests from, like, the 70s. Her name was Jarella. She was a pretty big deal during that time, and then she fucking died because, you know, the Hulk can't be happy, unfortunately. But basically, the Grandmaster was basically just say, yo, if you play this game with me, you get to have her back, so just do it for me, please. And the Hulk was just like, okay, who do I gotta fight? And it was the fucking Red Hawk, because he's just gotta be the biggest troll in the universe. And, you know, they fight, and the Red Hawk wins, because of course he does. Jeff Loeb really likes his new OC, if you will. And the Red Hawk isn't really satisfied with just beating the Hulk, so he takes the Silver Surfer's powers and tries to kill the Elders of the Universe, and then he tries to kill Galactus. That doesn't really end out well. Galactus takes the powers of the Silver Surfer from the Red Hawk and shoots him into the atmosphere again. And then it turns out that it was all just an illusion. The whole thing never happened. The Red Hawk actually never did kill the Silver Surfer and fight Galactus. That was not a thing that happened. That really pissed off the Red Hawk. He didn't like that one bit, and he fucking killed the Grandmaster. I don't know how you kill a Elder of the Universe, but apparently the Red Hawk can do it, and he fucking kills him. And then he just fucking hops away because, you know, he fucked this game, I guess. He didn't really like playing the game where he lost. Technically he won, but he also lost because he tried to kill Galactus and the whole universe and tried to steal the Silver Surfer's powers, but it doesn't matter. All we know is that He killed a Elder of the Universe somehow. That didn't really make everybody happy. The Hulk got Jarella back though. He got her lifeless body back, so you know that's pretty depressing. But at least he got her back. Yeah, oof. Also, during this entire run, we find out that Gasp, the Red Hawk's real identity, is General Thunderbolt Ross. That's right, the worst kept secret in Marvel history. It was the guy that never liked the Hulk and always called him a milksop. Yeah, everybody kind of knew this. This wasn't really a good secret. Everybody kind of figured it out. The real reason people were surprised was how the Red Hawk doesn't have a mustache, but Ross does have a mustache. Like, how the hell does that work? Like, does it just immediately grow back when he turns back into Ross, or does it like burn away when he turns into the Red Hawk? Like, how does that work? What is the reasons for like this whole thing? How does this work? Anyway, it's just a really confusing plot line. Also, Betty Banner comes back and she's the Red She-Hulk because you know, originality. It just isn't a thing in Marvel, I suppose. But yeah, she's a Red She-Hulk. She's kind of insane, and she fights her dad. That was a whole thing. Again, intelligentsia thing. That was a whole like through line when it comes to the plot. It doesn't really matter. Scar is also here, but I don't really want to talk about that just this instant. This is just a Red Hawk video, as I said before. But the last time we see the Red Hawk in this specific volume of the Hawk, also all of his appearances are in The Hawk by Jeff Loeb. This is the first volume that I'm talking about. But anyway, next time we see him, he's working with the intelligentsia, you know, the guys who want to take out the heroes, and is also the guy who gave Rick Jones his A-bomb powers. Also, they somehow kidnapped Bruce Banner. I don't know how they did that. The last time we saw Bruce Banner, he was in Las Vegas fighting a couple Wendigos. He became a Wendy Hawk. That was the thing that happened. Pretty funny stuff, at least in my opinion. But yeah, that happened. They managed to take him out and try to suck out all of his powers. A bunch of heroes decide to break him out, including like Spider-Man and this reporter guy called Ben Urich. He's pretty important in like the street level hero stuff, and you know, a bunch of other people. Turns out Doc Samson was evil and was also working for the intelligentsia, so you know, that was pretty bad. But anyway, they managed to break Hulk out, so the Hulk and the Red Hawk start fighting, and then the Red Hawk sucks out the powers of the Green Hawk. Pause. But yeah, he somehow has the powers to absorb gamma radiation, and he could basically absorb the gamma radiation from another Hulk monster. And he does that to our Hulk, and now the Hulk is powerless. At least Bruce Banner is powerless. It's also how he managed to get the Silver Surfer's powers, because he could just absorb cosmic energy. Because instead of gamma energy that he got his powers from, he got it from cosmic energy. And that's why he's red and not green, because red means cosmic and green means gamma. Yes, it's really stupid, but that's just how things are, I suppose, in this universe. But yeah, he manages to make the Hulk powerless, so that was the whole thing. And then the Hulk gets a new run, and that he meets his son, and he fights his son, and the Red Hulk just does whatever shit he wants because he's the Red Hulk. He fights the Thing, and he fights the Fantastic Four sometimes. But yeah, he's a pretty cool character. He's not one of my favorites personally, but I know a lot of guys like him because he's just kind of cool. You know, he's a Hawk that uses guns and stuff like that, and he doesn't give a shit what you think. And yeah, he is pretty cool. He isn't like the lovable Hulk guy that I like, but you know, there is some likability to him that a lot of people love to see for some reason. At least he was popular enough to get his own series, so take that as you will. But yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about today. Just wanted to talk about this giant menace of a creature who just decided to come into the Marvel Universe and fight everybody. He just wanted all the smoke, and that was pretty cool, at least in my opinion. But yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.